Hey guys, welcome to my Hydra video guide. Today I'm going to be showing you how to melee Hydra, and I just wanted to take some time here to talk about the mechanics. If you want to talk about the gear, if you want to talk about getting here, look at the OSRS wiki, okay? This is explaining the mechanics of melee Hydra. I just want to say, don't forget your brimstone boots. If you're learning Hydra, you need brimstone boots unless you have the core and elite diary done, which you probably don't. And also, one more important thing, make sure that you have these tiles from the description of the video. You can copy and paste them and right click on the minimap world icon and click import tiles so that you have the same tiles I do in the video. Okay? Now, there's two things I could do. Hydra has a lot of mechanics going on, but I also want you to see a full kill. So I'm just going to play the full kill in commentary a little bit over it. So when Hydra spawns, I'm not going to pause the video. I'm going to try not to pause the video. But when Hydra spawns, there's a 50% chance he's going to use ranged or mage. Okay, this is one of the unavoidable types of damage. It's like a 50-50. If you get it right, you'll take no damage. If you get it wrong, you'll take a hit of damage. But I am wearing Bandos, for example, which has really high ranged defense, which means I'm more likely to get hit by mage, which means I'm going to pray protect mage every time he spawns, okay? But if you had higher mage defense, for whatever reason, then I would recommend you pray ranged every single time he spawns. Next, I'm going to use Dragon Warhammer 2 times at the start of the kill, and I just want you guys to watch kind of what a full speed Alchemical Hydra kill looks like here, and then I'm going to talk about tips in the future. So he spawns, he's attacking with mage, he gets 3 attacks with mage, then he does that animation on his head, then he switches to poison, then he switches to the next style. So if he was doing mage, now he's on range. If he was on range, now he's on mage. And for the rest of the fight, when he's not doing a special attack, he's just going to flip every 3 attacks, range, range, rage, mage, 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 range, 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 mage, mage, mage. And you'll notice he's on top of the red vent here as I'm killing him. That's intentional. As you can see, he also does an animation when he switches his attack styles, but in some situations, like if he's doing a special attack, you won't see it. So I kill him until he goes down to blue phase. Then I click on this north tile. Then I drag him onto the vent, because when he's on the vent, he does the roar thing, and that keeps him vulnerable. I'm switching my overhead prayers every 3 times. He does the blue phase special attack, which basically you just run around the perimeter to this side. I keep switching my overhead prayers, right? And then, now that I've avoided the damage, I go in to hit him a couple more times. And then I stand on the westmost tile. You're as far north as you can go, but you're on the west. Okay. You need to be in this tile. Next, you're doing red phase mechanics. Red phase is going to bring him into the center in a little bit, but just keep doing 3-3-3, 3-3-3, switch every 3 attacks. Okay, he drags you to the middle. You can turn off your red prayer. He hits the fire to the back on both sides. Then you click back wall as soon as you see his head dive for that animation. And now you're safe for 2 hits. Then you need to put on your overhead cycle, the last thing. Then Jad spawns, which triggers him to start attacking with the prayer equal to what he didn't use last time, right? And then you're switching prayer every time he hits. So I messed up here, and I should have switched my prayer in the middle of him attacking me, but I didn't. That's okay. I just took a splat of damage, so I'll explain that when we slow it down here. But every time Hydra attacks in the final phase, this is what I call Jad phase, you need to be switching your prayer every single time he attacks. And if you have Bracelet of Slaughter, you need to somehow work that in. But for learners, I'd recommend don't even fucking bother with Bracelet of Slaughter, right? Then you kill him. And let's see the loot. It's shite. Okay. Then you go back to the start here tiles. I recommend you start with Dragon Warhammer or your defense training special attack weapon on. Make sure you have your stats boosted to max, and make sure your health is kind of high. You can eat for free right now. And then, like I said, when Hydra spawns, it's either going to be 50% range, 50% mage. So for the rest of this, I'll be pausing a little bit and explaining the mechanics in detail. So, first thing, he spawns, I'm praying mage. He used range, because if you look at these attacks, this little dart thingy-thinger right here, 2 darts, is ranged. So I need to switch my overhead to avoid taking further damage. Okay, if you were to be praying the right thing, then don't worry, but I'm praying the wrong thing. So I switch my overhead prayer, and then I get the defensive spec here with Dragon Warhammer, the defense draining spec, right? If you miss with your first special attack and you have enough energy to go for a second one, right away. And you're trying to get the defense lowered here because Hydra is a lot easier to kill when his defense is drained. But as soon as you get the first spec, switch back to your main weapon. So I'm going to switch to Fang right now and start counting immediately. Every time he does an attack, start counting out loud. 1, 2, 3, switch. 1, 2, 3, switch. And it's not just 1, 2, 3, switch. You need to think about what style he's attacking with. So I saw the first hit was ranged, right? So he's still going to be using ranged. And then when he does this head animation and his head goes up in the sky, you know for 100% certain he has moved on to the next style. The issue is, like I said, not 100% of the time are you going to have the visual indicator. So it's good for you to be counting too, so you know what the cycle is, okay? So when he does this, no matter what, if you were praying the right prayer, you switch to the next prayer if he's still auto-attacking you. If he's doing a special attack, that's different. But now I'm going to switch to protect from mage. And also, because this is the first switch of the fight, he's going to shoot poison directly where I'm standing. Thus, when he launches his attack, you need to walk away from the last tile you were standing on and try and avoid the poison. Also, because we're going to be walking to the north side next, I recommend you maneuver him so that you're standing on the north side of Jad. Okay? So let's see. Prayer switch, get on the north side, and avoid the poison attack. Now, this poison attack, okay, doesn't count as a mage attack, right? That's why I'm not praying mage against the poison. It would have no effect. When you get a special attack, do not count it as one of the normal attacks for the purposes of every 3 hit switch, okay? If you see a special attack, don't count it. So guess what? We're on mage 0 right now because he hasn't even attacked, but I know it's going to be mage, okay? If you fail to dodge the poison, what you need to do is hit either your HP orb in the sky to drink a dose of poison, anti-poison, or drink the potion in your inventory, but you need to cure the poison right away. Do not let it build up for a long period of time. Just get rid of the poison right away as soon as you get poisoned on Hydra. Okay? So now I want you to start counting with me. We're in mage 0. When he attacks, and only when he attacks, we increment the count by 1. When the count gets to 3, we switch to the other style from mage to range, or range to mage, and start the count at 0 again, wait till he hits, and then it's at 1, right? So 0 is just when he hasn't hit you yet. Right now, we're in mage 0. So mage 0, count the attacks. Hit the boss. He hit me with mage, mage 1. He hit me with mage, mage 2. He hit me with mage, mage 3. Next, range 0. So because the next thing is going to be a ranged hit no matter what, it's time to switch your prayer. So even though his head didn't do the animation first, I already knew it was time to switch my overhead prayers because I'm in the cycle. And if you're in the cycle, you are proactively switching your prayer before that motherfucker even does the head animation thing. You already know he's going to do it. If you're reactive, then you're waiting to see the animation and switching your prayers accordingly, which is fine, but it's not reliable because there will be times when it gets fucked up or it doesn't show the animation, such as when you get him down to a certain HP chunk. If you are being attacked and he switches forms from green to blue, blue to red, red to green phase, and he just hit you with the third attack in the cycle, then he will not do the animation. He will stealthily switch to the next cycle. That's why I need to be proactively counting to 3 every time he attacks to avoid all damage. Okay? Here we go. Okay. Range 1. Range 2. I switched my overhead prayers. It was actually range 3. But when I recorded this clip, I wasn't proactively counting. However, I'm explaining to you guys how to be most efficient with this and understand how to avoid the most amount of damage. I'm just using footage where I was being reactive because I have 2,700 kills and I don't care if I get hit one time. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to explain how you can avoid all damage. But when Jad goes blue, you need to click on this blue tile here that I have on my screen, and you're waiting to see Hydra will start following up to you, right? Oh yeah, make sure you have auto retaliate off, for fuck's sakes. Please have auto retaliate off here. Okay, word. Hopefully it's been off this whole time, but Hydra needs to be on the green vent before you start attacking, or as you start attacking. But if it's not on the green event and it doesn't say RAR on top, you are fucking up and you're going to be doing 0 damage. Okay. Okay, here we go. He's doing mage, right? So this is mage 1. I'm hitting him. He's on the green tile. Everything's fine. Mage 2. Mage 3. Oh, just kidding. See how he did the same animation, but he didn't hit me with mage? That's called a special attack. He's shooting out the blue orb, which I'm going to explain in 1 second. But the first thing you need to know is if he does a special attack, do not increment the count. So it's actually mage 2 right now, because what would have been mage 3 was actually a special attack. And when he shoots out this orb shit, that's the special attack on blue phase. Okay, so blue phase is about to begin. We're in mage 2 in the cycle right now. You need to remember what's happening around you, because even though the spawn of this didn't count towards the count, Hydra will keep attacking you, and those will. So after the next time he hits, what are you going to do? Switch prayers, right? And while you're dealing with this special attack, anytime you're running around the room and not hitting Hydra is the best time to eat food. So if you're low, keep your health high, but prioritize staying alive and avoiding damage. And by avoiding damage, you're going to keep your prayers correct, right? Okay. So now, the blue phase special is, it spawns a couple tornadoes on the ground. Once you see the first one spawned here, you know that there's going to be one coming right next to you soon, okay? So you can either try and get one more hit in greedily before it gets to you, because it takes 1 second to spawn. Like right now I get another hit in, and that's fine, but the Hydra orbs are coming, so you need to start running around the map, and I'm going to start running around the perimeter to the north over to the L-shaped tiles. But again, you need to be watching Hydra's cycle to see when the head dips, or proactively so you know that after one more hit, you need to switch to range prayer. Let's see. Okay. The orbs are coming. See, one spawned right here, right next to where I was standing. That's why you need to take off. I go for an extra hit here. You shouldn't do that. I'm being a greedy fuck, but I get away with it. Hydra hits me one more time with mage 3, so now I have to pray ranged. As I'm doing this, I'm going around this perimeter north bit here, and if you didn't get a hit in, you would just like walk around the north to here, then you're going to go over here to this L shape and follow it down to the south. And just don't walk into any of these blue tornadoes, just like CG, for example, and you will avoid taking damage. So range 1, we're still running around, avoiding the purple tornadoes. Range 2, okay? As soon as the blue tornadoes are gone, get back into melee range and start hitting the boss. But we are getting ready to move to the north end of the boss, because in red phase, it's going to drag us into the safe spot, but we need to get it set up. So you need to be on the northmost side of Hydra, all the way to the west. So when I say the northmost phase, I'm talking about this line here, and then I'm talking about all the way to the west, right? Look at the compass, all the way west. It's here. So this is where you want to be. So I'm heading in that direction, but I'm hitting in between my hits, so I keep up the damage. So I'm hitting, walking, and now Hydra has just done the third ranged attack. So I have to switch my prayer to mage. We're about to be on mage 0. And now I'm in position for red phase, and as long as Hydra's on the vent, you're in the right spot. So mage 0, mage 1. Mage 2. Mage 3, switch prayers. See the animation? Switch prayers. Ranged 1. Range 2. Okay, Hydra died. The cycle stays on range 2, okay? Just because Hydra switches phase, or that phase died, doesn't mean the cycle has changed. We're still at range 2. What you need to do is click on him again as soon as he switches to the red phase. As soon as you see red, click again. And he should be roaring because he's on top of the vent. If you don't have a roar, you're going to be doing way less damage, and it will take forever to get the kill. Range 3. Because we know he's on range 3, he's about to go to mage, so pray mage. Start hitting him. Mage 1. And it's important that on red phase, you know where you are in the cycle, because it will help after the special attack when you need to get back in the cycle. Here we go. Mage 2, and he's about to walk towards the center, but what you need to do is be reactive to him walking to the center. I know he's about to walk into the center, but you don't. So you just keep your prayer on, keep counting, and just know when he walks to the center, that counts as a special attack, quote unquote, and we're not going to increment the cycle. You need to know exactly where you are. We're at mage 2. It's important to know where you're at. So we're at mage 2. So if you're going into this, think mage 2. And if you can't remember where you are in the cycle, I turn my prayer off to conserve prayer points. Keep your overhead on if you can't remember where you are in the cycle. It's very important you avoid this damage. Better to lose some prayer points than take damage. Okay. You can keep attacking him. You need to keep attacking him while he's dragging you to the middle. When your true tile, as you can see, I have a true tile indicator on, is diagonal to back wall, you are guaranteed safe. So I'm guaranteed safe right now. Then he's going to do the fire attack. Okay, he's in the middle. Here comes the fire attack. He's going to attack the north side first, which is just a cue that next time when it goes to the west side, you're going to have to be ready. Face your camera so that east is at the top of your screen here, so that you can easily do the diagonal step and know where you're going to be stepping. We're going to be stepping where it says back wall, okay? And when are we going to be stepping? We're going to be stepping not when it hits the back wall necessarily, though that's the first indication. As soon as it hits the back wall, then he does the animation, and while he does the animation where he spits the fire, his head goes forward, that's when you need to be taking the step diagonally to back wall, okay? So I want you to hover the back wall tile now, as soon as you're able to, because that is the only thing that matters here. You don't have to move. So you may as well be hovering that tile, ready to click, and getting ready to click when it's time. But don't go too soon. Okay, so watch the fire. First fire is fine. Now the second fire, this, when it hits the back, right away it's going to do the animation. You need to be hovering the next tile, and as soon as his head does the animation, click on the back wall tile. So his head does the animation, and we're clicking on the back wall tile. Now, assuming you're not getting burnt up, you've done it correctly. So we're not getting burnt up. The fire just canceled itself out. Perfect. Stay on the boss, keep attacking him. You get 2 free hits here. Then you're back in the cycle. So you remember, oh shit, we were on mage 2 before. Then anticipate he's going to do mage 3, which means you're going to do one more attack of mage, then switch to range. 1 hit, 2 hits, and this will happen at a different point for different people. Obviously, he died kind of quick here. Granted, I had a Dragon Warhammer spec landed. If you don't have a Dragon Warhammer spec, you just need to be in cycle so that you can keep doing Mage 3. So let's say he didn't transform here. He does the Mage 3. Let's say he didn't transform. You're going to do Mage, then you're going to do one more attack, then you're going to get Range Prayer on, 1, 2, 3, switch prayers, Mage Prayer on, 1, 2, 3, until he gets to Jad. When he gets to Jad, which is right now, he's going to switch to whatever was last in the cycle, the opposite of that. So we just did a 3rd Mage, right? So he's going to be using Range. So we put the Range Pray up. If you do not pray the correct thing against this phase, this is called Jad phase, by the way. It's called Jad phase because if you don't switch a prayer, you will die. So you need to switch your prayers here. If you do not, you will die. So he's hitting me with Range. I need to be thinking, okay, next it's going to be a Mage, but I also need to be aware that the 4th hit in the cycle, or after 3 prayer flicks, he's going to do a special attack. So his 4th hit is going to be a special attack of poison, and the key to that is to be on this blue tile, 2 ticks backwards. As soon as you see the poison, hit this tile where you will be standing at the time. Go back to hitting the boss. So he did a ranged, now we switch prayer to Mage. This is hit number 2. Count them. Okay, now we're on hit number 3, right? You switch your prayers every single attack here. So back to ranged. Let him hit you one more time. And don't switch your fucking prayers too quick. Wait until he hits you with the attack, then switch your prayers. Okay? This is the 3rd one, right? So I'm taking a step back because I know the next one's about to be poison. And because it's about to be a poison, this is considered a special attack. So you know that after poison, because you just prayed ranged, you need to be praying Mage, because poison doesn't affect the cycle. So step back 2 tiles, you're standing here, you're safe. Watch his head, wait, and react once he spits the poison at you and does the animation. Look, he just did the wind-up animation. All you need to do is see the attack animation, and then you can hit him right away. So I see the animation, I react, I hit him right away as soon as I see the animation, and it's locked onto this specific tile. Now, assuming you did that okay, you are safe as long as you keep switching your prayer back and forth. So we know, okay, that it was going to be Mage first, because the last hit we prayed against before the special was Range. So then we did Mage. Now we're doing Range. Then after that we'll do Mage. Then after that we'll do Range. Then after that we'll do Mage. Then after that we'll do Range, right? You already know how it's going to go. But there is a special attack that he can do one more time, which is shooting another poison beam at you. And this is around his 10th attack. But what I want you to do is stay on the boss, focus on switching your overhead prayers, and if you see a poison, react to it by moving 2 tiles away like we did here. And if the fire is burning down so that you could step 2 tiles over here, then I recommend you just step 2 tiles over here and then get out of the poison, because the poison will be under this current tile. You'll step over here. If this tile is blocked, then you could step 2 tiles over here if this is gone, or you could step 2 tiles over here. It doesn't fucking matter. Just 2 tiles. So we're switching our prayers. We're on ranged because he did Mage. We'll let him attack. Once the attack is fired in the air, you can switch your prayers. As soon as you see it in the air, you're good to switch. So Mage, Range, Mage. If you have a Bracelet of Slaughter and you want to equip it, you need to put it on now. You probably don't while you're learning, and that's fine. But just as an advanced tip, now's the time when his health's getting low, right? And I'm just being cautious here because I know this motherfucker is about to shoot a poison. And sure enough, he did, but as soon as he did, I walked 2 tiles away and I avoided all the damage. Then turn your prayers off when his health bar is empty. And congratulations, you just killed Hydra. Grab your loot. If you brought Alch runes, it's good to Alch, because there's a lot of drops that you could just Alch, like these and Onyx bolts, E, and black d'hide, stuff like that. You can just Alch, and then walk to the start here tiles. When you're on the start here tiles, check your boosts. Make sure you, like, I like to have, you know, if I'm lower than like a +8 on my combat potion, I like to sip another one, but I'm kind of stingy with them. Maybe you want to do it more if you're not an Iron Man. And then just make sure you have enough supplies to do one more kill. If you're out of food, if you're out of prayer, then leave. And like I said, the other thing you can do is equip your special attack weapon, like I'm about to do Dragon Warhammer. So I have that equipped, and I have the special attack orb clicked. So I'm ready, and I'm just watching the despawn timer. When this hits 0, I know he's about to spawn, so I'm going to do the prayer thing, where I pray one thing and hope I get him, because it's 50-50, right? So he will either attack with ranged or mage first, so I'm probably going to pray mage. But sometimes, you know, I'm looking at the other screen or whatever. This time, it was a mage attack. So I'm on mage 1, mage 2. Mage is like a barrage of green energy. So there you go. That's kind of it. Just keep practicing. Expect that you're going to die a couple times while you're learning the boss. But I just want you to know that it's entirely possible that you can make this last a long time. And I'll show you, like, on my trip here, I was able to squeeze out a very promising 27 kills. I reset my kill counter before I started recording this. So I got 27 kills on Hydra with melee, and it took me 1 hour and 7 minutes. So that's pretty good, I would say. And, you know, melee Hydra is not horrible. I bring a bone crusher, but I wouldn't recommend that until you're like overflowing with bones and stuff. You guys don't have to worry about bone crusher. You don't have to worry about my ratio of having, you know, 9 prayer potions and a holy wrench here. You could just take more prayer potions and sharks. And I take monkfish too, but that's okay. That's just what I like because I don't use that much food. And yeah, good luck out there. Hopefully you get some uniques. Hopefully you get a Hydra pet or a heart, Hydra claw. Good luck.